Karma. Thank you. I still have a few things I want to finish up with it. It's almost there though. I was originally gonna have tonight be more of a gaming night, but and as much as I could take a break, I was just like, I want to finish this. I figure I should probably take a break from Donkey Kong and listen to something else and remember how good this song is, so. Let's see. Nope, doesn't grab. Thank you. Let's see. He definitely has some tech going along his arm. It is hype in sound form. Let's see. There's kinda... Basically, just need to figure out where to put these lines for him. Not sure if I want it that big. It feels also appropriate because technically today is a Pokemon Day. I've still yet to decide if I'm actually going to get it, but I've seen some people playing in it a little bit, and it seems like they're having fun with it. No, this is more on his forearm. My bad. Instead, there will be some... Very hard to tell with those lines. Actually, maybe I'll start a little bit lower. Or his face. Either way. These are a little bit easier to see, so... That is fair. I have still quite a few games that I want to get through before buying more games. So it's more that I'm just having the self-restraint right now of just like, I don't know when I would play this, so I really shouldn't be grabbing another game. Let me... That's right, I put the stabilization on. I need to turn that off. There we go. I should probably grab it better. I should honestly just grab the reference I have for his hand, because that's better for stomach. The... No, not another window, please. Thank you. That's fair. I haven't even bought the DLC for Shield. I'm. That was during a time where I just really didn't have the money to spare, and I kept putting it off of like, I'll get it when I have the money. And I'm sure in theory I could ask for it, but it's not super important for me to get it right now, so it is fine. Here it is. There's that reference. It looks like it's a lot of fun. I just haven't brought myself to be able to buy it. I haven't touched the Pokemon game since I've beaten it, and I'm sure I would play it once I buy it. But I don't want it to be something where, like, I just buy it just because, and then I don't touch it again for however long. Okay, I see how this is. Should probably have grabbed a better photo of his stomach, but that's okay. Yeah, with there being new Pokemon games too, and I still have games that I've started on the channel that I still intend to finish, which also means even more so I shouldn't be buying more games. I need to adjust that, I think. Also, the zine this is going to be for, they decided to extend the due date till tomorrow. So I am still on track, technically, for finishing that. I was originally going to pull some all-nighters to be able to get it done, but being that they're just like, we're going to do an extension anyway, I figured, you know what, I'll just make sure I'm taking care of myself instead. Which is probably the better choice, honestly. Let's see. Oh. There we go. I imagine that kind of comes up in there a little bit. A little bit. Also realize it does not need to be perfect because he's kind of hunched over anyway. There we go. I was trying to get as much done before streaming so I could still see about streaming something game related, but as it got later, it's just like, you know what, I should just work on this. Let's see, that came down. So, there is technically... I'm also realizing I did not really draw abs on Fuse. I just kind of gave him a little bit of a tum. Which, you know, is fine in retrospect with him being hunched over. And you don't always see abs anyway, unless they're, like, flexing. Nothing really there. This one. Kind of a little bit going on there. They're hiding, yes. I saw a video also not too long ago just kind of explaining that, like, you don't really see abs unless you're flexing. So, for me, I just think then, oh, well, just all abs are always hiding then. And don't need to worry about it. I did also find out a bit of an unfortunate news of recently. One of the times, or yesterday actually, this was yesterday. At Furnace I grabbed the mail and I had a W-2 from my previous employer, and I was just like, okay, but my last day was, my last day working there was back on December 30th of 2020? So I was real confused why I was receiving a W-2. And I was thinking about it, and, because I was looking at the amount that it said I had received. Because I had worked last on the 30th of December, I technically got one more paycheck. But that last paycheck was technically 2 paychecks worth. It wasn't for a single week. It was actually for... It was for 2 paychecks, because they had ended up missing one of my paychecks, and they basically bundled it up together in a single paycheck to be able to send to me. I had assumed that they had still filed the paperwork properly to show that that was a time that I had worked that previous year. Only part of that was for the actual last, like, my actual last paycheck, essentially. Seeing this W-2 makes me realize, nope, they did not. Which also means that between that makes it way more that I would have, in theory, have received last year. And because of that, I'm probably gonna owe in taxes, and that just feels like garbage. Which also just makes me feel like I should have just, like, gone and gotten a job. But then I also wouldn't have gotten to do any of this release, so it's just like, well, I'm working towards this kind of being my thing anyway, so we'll just have to figure it out. That's too big. I also need to even figure out how to do my taxes based on doing this. Like, I don't imagine it would be exceptionally hard. But it's something I'm gonna need to know, so I'm gonna have to figure that out anyway. It's not too bad so far. Oh, boo. It sucks having to owe. Because, like, I already gave you money in taxes, and now I have to give you more money. Especially for the fact that there are billionaires, millionaires, that I know for certain that just do not pay taxes. And it's just like, well, can't we at least have them help with the tax department? And I know that's still probably a long ways off from being an actuality, but I can hope that it will be someday soon. Making me feel like I should have shown some sort. Someday, one day. Yeah. He definitely has, like, stuff over here, so maybe just figure this out with just adding more. It's not looking too bad so far. Oh, didn't mean to do that. He kinda has some. I don't know if that would really be seen. I could probably add like a few lines in here. So it's not like super bare. Let's have this one. should spread this out a bit more. Maybe. Seems to be a lot of wire looking ones in more condensed spots on him. He doesn't have a whole heck of a lot going on for his arm, which I'm surprised. I think I'm just gonna have to make up some lines, basically, for his arm. Which, this is not seeming too terribly bad so far. That feels a little bit better. Additional lines in there, I think. Oops. I think I just really need his face at this point. And then just kind of putting in some finer details. Where's your face? There's your face. Let's see, he definitely has... some lines going in there. Actually, work backwards from this. Definitely has the cyborg look going on. I wonder if I should have... No, I don't think I need to. Let's see. I wonder if there's like... that shows up a little better. I want it to be noticeable at the very least. Oh, definitely not that. That's a little bit more glowy. The white looks neat, but it's definitely not the right color. It's a shame that most of these just do not really do a whole heck of a lot. It's too yellowy. It still feels a little yellowy. You can barely see that. At least I can barely see it, and if I can barely see it, I imagine no one else is really going to be able to see it either. Hey, Myth, let me grab that for you. Also, I hope you liked your birthday yesterday, and that it was fun for you. Seems like a weird Snapple fact, but okay. When the moon is directly overhead, you weigh slightly less. Probably has to do with the whole moon having some sort of gravitational pull for things and whatnot. Not entirely sure. I'm glad. Let's just actually maybe. Still very yellowy and I don't like that. Definitely not. Not as glowy. Do screen, I think. It's still hard to believe you're only. Well, actually, I don't know if you want me saying your age, but you're a baby. And I felt very old being able to accurately answer the Nintendo games about lists. Just like, yeah, I got them all right. Oh no, I've gotten them all right. Especially for the fact that that was the only only thing I think I had aced throughout the entire night. Let's see. I need to find... I need to find another reference sheet or something. Hang on. Not quite that. Not quite that, actually. I would like this. There we go. Also, I was a little bummed. Months and months and months ago, and I do mean months and months and months ago, I could grab the official date, but like, know that it's been more than 6 months. I had pre-ordered just a fun little makeup kit of like that was themed after My Chemical Romance, and I had gotten some pins with it. And I knew it was a pre-order. I knew I wasn't gonna get it until most likely October, and I was fine with that. Hang on. I need to grab colors from this. If it will let me. If it will let me. Copy. Nope. I just need... Well, I need one of these things. What folder has this? I've apparently lost it. It's fine. Not. Oh, I'm gonna grab it from this. That's fine. There we go. It had gotten pushed back with being able to like send it out. Originally, they were gonna be able to do, they were originally gonna be able to do the whole like shipping it out on time, and then it wasn't gonna happen, and I was gonna be fine with that, and I waited. They didn't end up being able to actually ship it out until last week because of issues with like shipping and COVID and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, fine, that's fine, so long as it arrives to me safely, it'll be fine. I did finally get it today, and it had like one layer of bubble wrap on it, which was already kind of like a big meh. It's just like, and as I go to open the box, I just hear everything inside moving around. It's just like, oh no. Don't tell me something in here is gonna be busted. It didn't seem like any of the makeup was busted, which, you know, is good. Like, the packaging itself was very dinged up, so that was upsetting. Because I very much like to keep my stuff nice, and the fact that I've already received it kind of busted up is just like, no. I didn't want this. One of the pins, because the pins were not in their own, like, safety box. They were just underneath everything. And one of the pins, like, got bent. Like, where you would push in, like, the backing to be able to secure it into place and whatnot. And it's just like, beans. Like, I waited real long for this, and it's arrived in very questionable condition. It would be one thing if it was just the shipping carriers, like, at fault for it, but the fact that they didn't really do a whole heck of a lot to be able to protect it from what I've seen is a little upsetting. And I debate whether or not I want to go bug them about it, because it's just like, in a way, it kind of looks like the pin might not have gotten busted during shipping, but might have more so gotten dinged up from, like, either manufactured that way or, like, maybe something happened at the warehouse type of thing for it. Let's grab this cover. So it's very much now, do I even bother writing them about it and being like, hey, this arrived in this condition, can you help me at all? It wouldn't be too big of an issue, I would say, if I didn't, I guess, spend a good chunk of money on it, and I felt like a significant amount of money on it to be like, maybe I should just talk to them. Hi, Queen! How are you? I'm trying to finish this up. Probably should, at this point, turn that off. Since stuff like that happens. I was just talking about the fact that I had purchased My Chemical Romance makeup and it kind of arrived a little dinged up because they didn't properly package it right. And I debate if I want to go bug them about it. Especially for the fact that I don't know if they're really going to be able to do anything, because it was technically like a limited time pre-order type of collector's edition of sorts, I guess, so it's just like, I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything if I write them and be like, hey, this happened. I get you. I just very much come from the side of customer service where it's just kind of like, are they actually going to be able to do anything? Because I know there were definitely situations where it's just like, I can't do anything about this. True. That is true. I should actually Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Let's make this a little bit more centered. I want it a little bit more to the right, I think, so... You both get to go in a folder together, and I get to move you around. Let's see. I need to remember which one of these has... Nope. Okay, those are the lines. Okay. Which explains why that one is off. That one isn't. It sure is. Yeah, there are plenty of people that were just absolutely grumpy. You know what, I guess I was closer to finishing this maybe than I thought, but... I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Actually, there is something else I can do. I lied. I can put just some highlighted bits on these, I think. Where's my fuse layer? Come on, fuse. Open up. It's not wanting to open up right now. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't working there for a sec, but... Oh, well. Let's go ahead and turn these off for a sec. Let's see, make sure that this is... It is brighter, cool. Let me... Just bigger, actually. People can get very entitled about things. And I feel like it just makes me super self-conscious of not wanting to be that kind of person. Going, I think, a little brighter, and see if that does what I want. Everything into the last 10 of my NMT. What is NMT? Yeah, I won't do another customer service, like, phone job ever, because unfortunately, people over the phone are actually less likely to be considerate of you because they can't see your face. So that gives them some sort of like weird disconnect of like, I can treat this person like shit. That looks a little bit better. Oops. I think I like how that looks. Oh, Nook Mile tickets. Okay. You want to find... Okay. I should have realized that when you said cranky, but... I guess my brain just did not go there. I also realized last stream, I did not really talk about my trip. Which is fine. My niece is very little, and there were quite a few meltdowns. And I just kind of felt bad of like, I'm really not trying to be the bad guy for you here, kiddo. I'm just trying to take care of you. I feel like that adds a little something to it. I would say... Why is it up on my phone? I need to remove Clip Studio Paint off of my phone because it keeps like, well, something you've done has been added, and it's just like, oh, I didn't want that, but thank you. Let's see. No, I need the whole thing. Wrong color. Yeah. And she just turned 3, so I don't expect to be able to expect her to be able to regulate her emotions very well. And my sister does more gentle parenting, which is definitely fine. I didn't want to be coming in there being like, okay, kiddo, if you don't listen to me, I'm gonna start yelling at you, and then we're both in for a bad time. Hey, Hero, I think I'm about done with it. I'm just kind of tinkering with it at this point. But, here. Here we go. Thank you. I guess I should actually have put that. I didn't get too particular with Lifeline's tattoo. I just kind of gave it a once over and figured it's just like, it's fine. I'm getting the general idea for the tattoo. So that way at least it's there. But definitely not perfect because of the text that's going to be covering a good chunk of it. Hi, Nikki. Ugh. Were you worried about that, Hero? also really like how I got the shine on his leg. Is first a little too close to the edge? Avkarnis didn't seem to think so, but I can always move it. Let's see. I just have to consult my multitude of layers. Yeah, I think if it was printed, it would be too close. I just know that if I start moving it too far this way, then it starts looking wonky, at least from what I was testing. Is the music over? Ah, the music's over. Has it really been an hour? I guess it has. I guess it really has been an hour. Let me find my mouse. There we go. There we go. Fuck it, we'll go back to Donkey Kong. Because I can. Let's see, I'll go ahead and save that. But yeah, I don't really think there's anything much more I could do with it. Which is surprising. I thought the lines on Fuse were going to take me longer than actuality. I'm not sure if there's anything else I really want to do with it. I think so. Like it has its side granites. He's got all his shinies on his belt and his leg and his hand. A little bit on his eye, but not too much because otherwise that eye starts looking weird. A little bit on the shoulder, but not too much. And honestly, like, I had planned to have, like, one more text up on there, but me and Avkarnis agreed that, like, it got too much in the way of lifelines, so we just left it at this. And I think the only text I was only unsure of was just, like, huge plays in a month. It definitely did look too crowded here. Like, just that little bit is too much. So, let me... there we go. So yeah, just having it as these three feels a lot better. Did it get moved again? It got moved again. My tablet pen, I think, is just trying to move things around. Because I moved it to center it, but... Make sure I saved that. No, you're fine. Like, I've been staring, I feel like, at this piece for, like, what, 10 days of sorts? Honestly, I could probably close all these out, actually. Nope, don't save. Like, when did I start this, actually? Hang on. When did I join? When was it? Let's see. I did an intro the day that I joined. The 8th. I lied. So technically I joined the server on the 8th. And I think I had it figured out by the 10th. Which means that I've been working every day on this for a good 20 days. I'm just looking on my other monitor too because colors show up differently on the other monitor than they do on my drawing tablet, and it seems like they show up pretty good on there too. You know what? I don't know. I don't know, I'm scared to find out. Being that this is kind of like, aside from the emotes, this has been kind of like the first real big piece that I've done digitally from start to finish. So, let me see. If I go to save it, does it tell me? It does not. We do a JPEG. I mean, I could probably. Hang on, let me see. If I do this, let me give it a name. Actually, no. Should be under properties. Properties? Wouldn't be under preferences, would it? Probably not. That doesn't look like it's a thing. View color profile. Nope, that's not it. Sorry, I don't know where color profile is, other than I guess this. I guess it's this CMYK is what it's looking like. Assuming I'm looking at that properly. Convert to RGB? I'm not sure how I would convert it to RGB with us. I'm gonna save it one more time because I compulsively save just in case. Let's see. Wouldn't be this, would it? No. Maybe? It's same the pro. Here, let me scooch this in. Profile the preview RGB. So, if I boop OK. Doesn't seem like it changes anything. Then I don't know why it says the CMYK under there. I honestly am not quite sure of the difference. I basically had to do also some finagling of Seer's eyes because I was not getting the kind of blue that I really wanted for his eyes and what I feel like his eyes would be. I eventually got a blue that I feel like went well. It's how it shows up on certain browsers and stuff. Is RGB then the one that you would generally want it to be? Discord fucks it up. RGB is for computers. CMYK is for print. That's fair. I'm curious then. Would this Adobe 1998? Curious, what does that do? That doesn't seem to do it. That doesn't seem to do anything either, really. That doesn't seem to really do anything. Shadows are different. I probably wasn't noticing then. Like... I don't really notice a whole heck of a lot. CMYK can't be saved as a PNG either. That's fair. Most of the arting that I've posted online, like I said, aside from like the stuff that I've made for like the stream and stuff, has been has basically just been like traditional kind of thing. I can tell the Apex logo is a little off, but I think I'm just gonna leave it. I could fix it, but also I'm not gonna have that perfect. It's fine. Let's see. Well, I thought this was gonna take me longer than I guess it actually did, so I guess I did more work offline than I realized. Apparently I've dropped frames too, and I don't understand how, but okay. Thank you. It feels weird having it finished up for the fact that this has been just my absolute focus for the entirety. Like, here, let me move some things. Let's see, where are they? Like, I've saved all the drafts and whatnot, and this thing has really, like, just taken off and evolved since then. And only a few of the drafts are, like, in colors, so during the time while I was away, where it just jumps from, like, line art to just having, like, colors and text everywhere. Well, I guess being that that's done, I'm not sure what to art further than this. I'm gonna compulsively save this once more. Thank you also, Queen. Well, I guess save that. Let me moosh this down so that way it's small enough for Discord to be able to see it. I don't know if PNG is the proper thing I should be saving it as, but like, it is fine. There we go. Don't have to save that. PNG is required? Okay. I usually save stuff in PNG, so I wasn't sure if, like, other people were going to that. That's the wrong file. That's the wrong file. Let me go ahead and rename this then while I remember. Because I generally do not. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all. I don't really remember my Discord number off the top of my head. And of course, it hides it. Which is fine. It just means that when I click on it, I just have to get my, I get that number. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Thank you. And no. That's also not what I wanted, but thank you. It's trying to hide the rename button from me. Yep, window noises all over. Let's see, senior, use, and lifeline. Oh, thank you. I actually found out that, like, when I went to go click on my name, it just decided to copy it instead. So I was just like, okay, I guess I'll just paste it somewhere. Okay, so I'm gonna post it in the Discord first just to see if anyone catches anything, just to make sure. Like, one final pass, and then if no one notices anything, I'll slap it into the dock. But I did save the file under that name for now, so that way, one, I'll remember to do that, because I definitely did not remember that. And that's just because my brain's just been so hyper-focused on that. one of the things I've definitely noticed with arting as much as I have on my tablet is that one of the things I was taught to do when I did like a workshop with a like artist buddy of mine that he taught uh was to try and draw with like not using too much like wrist movement kind of thing, so that way like you're less likely to get carpal tunnel type of thing, at least to kind of help. Obviously the hand stretching and whatnot helps with it, but his suggestion was to try and use like your arm basically to try and like get like whatever drawing you could do without like it being a wrist movement. Kind of a weird technicality, I guess, but like hopefully that makes sense. Um my wrist has been a little sore, but nothing like too terribly bad, being that I've been frequently like stretching it and stuff like that. It's like my shoulder blade that is definitely feeling the weight of working on this as much as I have. So I've probably been doing a lot of, I guess, sharing the physical load of having it be arm movement rather than like wrist movement. Again, I know it's kind of a weird technicality, just that was how it was explained to me. And I feel like it works. Yeah. Especially for the fact that I've done so much kitchen work that my wrists have not been damaged in the sense of arting too much, in the sense of working with it too much. I used to prep food for a restaurant that I worked at, and I prepped food for a while. And one of the things I had to prep was like the chicken, making sure that the bones were cut out and it was filleted and stuff. And the knife wasn't always sharp, so sometimes I was just trying to cut through cold, sometimes still frozen chicken with a dull knife. And I know that that definitely took a toll on my wrist at the time. But, you know what? I'm being indecisive. And I'm not gonna stare at Discord to wait for all of it, so, I'm indecisive, so let me know, I guess, what you all would like to see, especially for the fact that I know streams have been absolutely all over the place with trying to get all of this done. Oh, and especially for the fact that I have animated emotes slots now and follower emotes. Oh no, that is 10. That's 10. That is, hang on, I'm looking. That's 10, isn't it? Yeah, followers 5. Anime emotes are 5. I technically want to replace the pumpkin Awoo face with just a non-pumpkin Awoo face. Tier 2, I don't know what to do with tier 2, but that should be replaced too. Oh, and Myth is the only one that has the 5K bit slot right now, but I should still put something in there. And eventually I'll need to put something into the 10K. Fucked up my wrist with my first job. Assembly line worker. Now I just gotta take more care of him. That is fair. I had pulled something in my arm when I had worked at the restaurant prepping food. And um I still had to work with like that pulled muscle. Mostly because I had told my father about it, but I didn't really tell the person up front that it had been pulled because I didn't really know what a pulled muscle felt like. I just knew that it hurt. Um, I basically just kind of like asked if she would want to. If she would be able to like switch like doing chicken with me so I could do something that was less wrist intensive, and she had flat out said no, so it was just like, okay. And then she apparently felt bad later of just like, why didn't you tell me that your arm hurt? And it's just like, well, I feel like if someone tells me no to something and then I follow up with the fact that like, oh well, my arm hurts kind of thing, that was why I was asking, I I worry that it's going to be seen as like an additional reason for pushing back of like, you should do this for me and here's why. So it's just like I didn't feel right asking after you said no. Fruitless villager hunt. Oh no. I'm sorry, Queen. Okay. So I just need to think then of what to switch to. Let's see. Let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and make this screen disappear because we'll switch. We'll take a break from arting, only to immediately probably return to arting later. Also, I realize that I have arted on this tablet to the extent that I've noticed the nib, like the little nub for my tablet pen, uh, being worn down, and I didn't think I had drawn that much to see it wear down, but like that's that's neat. At least in the sense of like, yeah, I am using the thing. I'm using the thing. Let's see. I'm not gonna stop the music until I figure out what it is I want to switch to. Bop, bop, bop. Honestly, I really just want to play Apex. And I know my computer is going to absolutely hate it. Let's see. I know I'm being terribly indecisive right now. I mean, I I want the Rev skin just because I want a skin from this event. And that's like, it's not a very big fueled thing. I just am stubborn and just like, you know what? If I'm gonna get a skin from this event, at least it's gonna be from doing the Ding Dang Weekly. You know what? I could always try pushing it. I get you, Queen. I just in general feel bad for when I get this indecisive about things. It's just like, oh, what are the things I haven't finished yet? And it's just like, I could do that.